Hey guys, happy Thursday. Today I have our last drawing request of the week. I was asked if we could do a drawing of a butterfly, and I thought that was a great idea because for one thing, butterflies are just really fun to draw, but also this would be a great gift to give for Mother's Day. And that also reminds me that I want to remind you guys that tomorrow we're not going to be doing a drawing, but we're going to be doing a craft. And for our craft tomorrow, you're going to need two things. You are going to need pipe cleaners if you can get them. You can probably get them at the dollar store or Walmart. Green is probably the best color, but any color will be fine. If you can't get these, a straw will work okay. We'll find some other stuff we can use. And then you also need to get tissue paper, like the kind that's for crafts, not for blowing your nose. This tissue paper is the same exact stuff that you would wrap a present in if you put it in a gift bag. So this you can get at Walgreens in the gift wrapping aisle, or again the dollar store or Walmart. So for tomorrow, if you want to do the craft with me, try to get these two things. It's going to be fun, and it'll be another really great gift for Mother's Day. But for today, we're going to work on our butterfly drawing. So you're going to want to start with a pencil, probably at least for the shape of your butterfly, and then make sure you have lots of fun coloring stuff, and let's get started. All right, guys, so we're going to get started on our butterflies here. And something about butterflies and a lot of other animals and insects is that butterflies have something called symmetry. Symmetry means that if you were to put a line down the middle of something, it would be the same on both sides. So when we draw our butterfly today, we are going to try to make sure that our butterfly has symmetry because we want it to look the same on both sides. Symmetry is actually a term that you use in math class, so it's something that applies to both art and math. But what we're going to do, or at least what I recommend you do first, is you take your paper and actually fold it in half. So your paper, first of all, you want it this way, the long way, and then fold it in half, match up those corners, and crease the fold. The reason I like to do this is because what we do by folding it, and you get that fold in your paper that you can see, is you're giving yourself a line of symmetry. A line of symmetry is just talking about, again, if there was that imaginary line, how it would be the same on both sides. So we gave ourselves an imaginary line, and we can look at that while we draw to kind of help make sure that our butterfly looks the same on both sides. So what we're going to start with first is not all the way at the top, maybe like 1/4 of the way down, so about here. We're going to draw a circle for the head. I start by drawing a half circle on one side of this fold. It looks like a letter C. And then I try my best to match it on the other side. That little fold really helps me a lot to make sure it looks the same on both sides. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger on this side. We're going to fill it in with black so it doesn't really matter. Now on the other side, what we're going to do is make a line that's a little bit curved. On the bottom of the butterfly, it meets into a point, but on the top, it's a little wider. So the fold is here. I'm going to go a little ways over from that fold, and I am going to make a line that curves out and then goes back in, and it ends at the fold. So here, it's not touching the fold. It's over here. Down at the bottom, it is touching the fold. So on the other side, same deal. Going to move over from the fold a little bit, curve out, and then curve back and meet up with the fold so it's pointy at the bottom. So we got the body and the head. Now I'm going to draw the wings. You can make the wings all sorts of ways, but one way to really make your butterfly look nice is to have each side have two separate shapes. Butterflies actually have 4 wings. I know if you look at them, they just have like one on each side, but each side has 2 separate wings. So we want to make different shapes on each side so that it really looks like a real butterfly. I'm going to start with this shape I made for that top wing. While I'm drawing, I'm keeping in mind that I don't want this to be all the way down to the bottom because then I don't have room for the little wing. So I'm going to start just a little bit below where the head is, And I'm gonna let this line go up, kind of curve up. And when I get close to the edge of my paper, I'm gonna do a nice curved line back. And then you could do any sort of thing. You could do zigzags, you could just do smooth, but I'm gonna do that curved line and then have it curve out again and go back in and curve one more time. Each time I made a curve, I let it get closer and closer back to the body. And then this is just gonna go back over and meet. For the other wing, I'm going to look at this one a lot and make sure that I match and make it the same. So you can draw nice and slow. I'm looking right here where this one started. I'm going to move straight over, okay? And then I'm going to make that curved line. And I just keep looking at the other side and see, okay, it's the same height about, so that's good. And then I'm going to get close to the edge and make my curved line. Stop to kind of match it up, okay? It's not perfectly even right now, but actually that's pretty good. That's all right. So it's not perfectly even. The good news is I'm gonna do this thick black outline on mine, so because I'm using marker and I can't erase, I'm just gonna make this a little lower. So you don't need to draw that second line, I'm just doing it because I kind of messed up with my marker, but it's fine. Now for that bottom shape, I'm not going to start way out here. I'm going to move a little further back on the straight line, and I'm going to have a line that curves down towards the bottom, and then kind of like a rounded point to the bottom of the wing, goes up, and then it kind of like curves and goes back up to meet with the body. So on the other side, you do the same thing. Again, I keep looking at the first side I drew. I look at how much space there is between the sides, and okay, I matched it up. Obviously, again, if you did this in pencil first, it'd be a little less stressful because then you can always erase if it doesn't match the way you want. There we go. We pretty much got our shape down. And now it's time to add our details and decorations. So when you're adding your details and decorations, you still want to think of symmetry. You want your designs to be the same on both sides. First off, I'm going to go on the head, and on one side I'm going to draw a little curly line like this. I'm going to do a long curly. On this one I did a little oval shape at the end, but on my new one I want to do a curly line. Just make it a little different. I think on butterflies it always looks nice to kind of add an extra outline inside the wing. So you can see on my first one that's already finished, I have that thick black outline. So I'm gonna add that in right now, and here's where I can fix where I messed up before. See, it meets up like that. I'm going to do it on the bottom wings as well. Okay, so now I got that part kind of filled in, and then you can decide what sorts of shapes you want to have inside your wings. On this one I did mostly ovals, and every time I drew one, I drew another one on the opposite side. Again, symmetry, trying to make them look the same. I think this time I'm gonna do pretty similar, but I think I wanna do some hearts on the bottom wing. They're upside down hearts. So how I did that was I started by doing a curved line, and then I made that bumpy line, and then just had it meet back to make a point. So there's two hearts. I think I'll do another oval here, another oval here. And then I'm just going to do pretty similar to this on this side right now. You might notice on these I made them more pointed instead of ovals like that one. I think I'm actually going to have some lines that connect from the points back to the body, because butterflies have veins on their wings. If you've ever seen a butterfly, like when it comes out of its cocoon, you can see the veins really well actually, because they're the wings are getting stronger. And I feel like on the bottom wing I should add something, I don't know what. I'll do an extra just little bumpy line. I don't think real butterflies have this, but I'm just gonna add it in there. Okay. So now I'm actually done adding all my designs. Notice how each side is the same. They have that symmetry that we were talking about, or you can say they're symmetrical. Before I show you how to do the coloring like the way that I did, I'm going to take a regular black marker and fill in everything with black. That should be filled in with black. Alright, so I colored in everything with black that I wanted to be black, and now I'm going to color in the rest using crayons. You can obviously color your butterfly any sort of way that you want, but I'll show you how I did this sort of ombre look where the colors are changing from one to the next. When you want to do an ombre, you have to decide which way the colors are going to be fading. On these wings, they fade in this direction or that direction on the other side. So you have to decide that first if you want it to look really blended. And this time I'm going to use my cool colors, my blue and green and purple instead of my warm colors. So I'll start with green. And like I was saying, our ombre, we want it to be going in this direction. So when we color, we're pretty much going to color left and right. We're not going to go up and down. So I color however far I want this section of my ombre to be, and I try to make it so that it's not just a straight line where I end the color. See how it's all uneven? Like some lines are long, some are short. So I'm gonna do that for each of my wings. Alright, so I have my nice uneven line here on all the wings. Now I'm going to take my next color, which is going to be blue. And you don't want to press too hard if you're using crayons, because if you do, you might just kind of cover up what you just did. But you're going to overlap that blue kind of into the green, not pressing too hard, or whatever colors you choose, not pressing too hard, and see how it almost looks like it's just changing now from that green to the blue. And I'm gonna color this the same way, so leave a really uneven line where I want to have my purple go. So I'm gonna do that now for all of my wings. Okay, and now we're going to do our last color. So again, don't press too hard and just kind of do another like uneven line going over the edge of your blue or whatever color, and you can just fill in the rest of your wing. Alright, you guys, and that is all I have for you with the butterflies. Like I said, these could be a really nice gift for Mother's Day, especially because we folded our paper before earlier. You can fold it again, and I know that the marker shows through, but you could still write like Happy Mother's Day, and then when she opens it, she gets a nice surprise. So I would love to see the drawings that you guys made from this one, or any of the drawings. You know, tomorrow's Friday, so I'm going to show the drawings that you guys sent me from the whole week. So get those sent in to me, especially love to see these butterflies. And just have fun coloring it in, guys. Alright guys, I hope you had fun drawing your symmetrical butterflies with me today. Tomorrow we will be doing our fun craft for Mother's Day, so I will see you tomorrow. Bye!